Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of Mel Kiper Jr.'s mock draft that came out a couple days ago, because man, was this a crazy mock draft for the New York Jets, and I've been saying that this might happen on draft night, and I'm happy that a person like Mel Kiper actually brought the scenario up, because on all my streams, if you guys been following me on Jets Media, I've always said that this name could be a New York Jet, and I'm sure you guys already know who I'm talking about. So in this video, I want to break down this mock draft and talk about if this is possible for the New York Jets to come away with 3 first-round players in the 2022 NFL Draft. Before I hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Jets Media, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of Jets content coming your way leading up into the NFL Draft. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYJets_media. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So, for those guys that did not see the mock draft, he has the New York Jets selecting Kayvon Thibodeaux at number 4, wide receiver Drake London at number 10, and then he has the New York Jets trading back into the first round at pick 31 to select Iowa center Tyler Linderbaum. Now, I really strongly believe that the New York Jets are going to come out of this draft with 3 first-round picks. I feel like Joe Douglas is in a prime position to package 35 and 38 to get right back into the first round, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Or he can even package 35 and 69, 38 and 69, or 38 and a pick in the 4th round, because in this hypothetical scenario, he does not really move up that far. So I really like the mindset of, if Tyler Linderbaum is fallen in the back end of the first round, the Jets to go up there and to be aggressive to get him, because he's a player that I think Jets fans understand that he's not worth taking at number 10, not even close. He's a player that's probably going to go in the back end of the first round, and that's one prospect that I was always thinking that's going to be a New York Jet, even way before draft season even began. Like, I'm talking about beginning of the NFL season last year in September, and I started doing some homework on the draft prospects coming up in the 2022 NFL Draft, and I saw this guy, Tyler Linderbaum, being a really good center prospect, and we know that the New York Jets, one issue on this offensive line is the center position. Connor McGovern is a guy that is, in the last year of his contract, he's a below average center. I mean, I don't want to feel like he's a terrible player on the New York Jets. He did not do that bad last year, but I think we all understand that we'd rather have a guy for the long term to replace Connor McGovern. So I feel like it would be smart for the New York Jets to definitely consider trading up for him. We saw last year Joe Douglas trade up for Elijah Vera Tucker, so it's not like Joe Douglas is shy of trading up for an offensive lineman. And I really feel like Tyler Linderbaum, if he's on the New York Jets, all of a sudden this offensive line looks absolutely scary, not only for this year, but for the future, with Elijah Vera Tucker, Mekhi Becton, and Tyler Linderbaum being the young guns for the future, Lincoln Tomlinson being that Pro Bowl left guard, and George Fant coming off a phenomenal season at left tackle protecting the quarterback. So I definitely going to be talking more about Tyler Linderbaum in this video, because he's one of my favorite prospects in this entire NFL draft, and I feel like the only way the Jets are going to get him is if 2 scenarios. We either trade back from 10, acquire more capital, like say we trade back with the New Orleans Saints, for example, we can get 16 and 19, and then we could take a receiver and then Tyler Linderbaum there, or we trade back into the first round and in the back end and taking him there. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts about Tyler Linderbaum. Do you think he's a player that you feel like would be smart for the Jets to invest in, or do you rather stay away from him, roll the dice with Connor McGovern, and focus on the second rounds in 35 and 38 on defense, like linebacker or wide receiver if we now go at number 10? So the other 2 players that the New York Jets selected in this mock draft, Kayvon Thibodeaux at number 4. I feel like this is the player that most Jets fans want at number 4. I don't know if he's going to be available at 4. I really have no idea. There's so many things circulating and so many rumors that Trayvon Walker might go number 1 or Aiden Hutchinson might fall to number 4. We don't know what's going to happen, but definitely if Kayvon Thibodeaux is on the board at number 4, that is who I want the New York Jets to select. So definitely a really good pick from Mel Kiper here, picking Kayvon Thibodeaux to go to the New York Jets. And then number 10, he has the Jets taking Drake London, the wide receiver from USC. Now, this is a player that is polarizing amongst Jets fans, because I think every Jets fan understands that we need a receiver at number 10. If not number 10, either 35 or trade back into the first round for one. Wide receiver is a big-time need, and that's not saying anything bad about Elijah Moore or Corey Davis or Braxton Berrios or Denzel Mims. I like the wide receiver room we have, but we still need another big-time playmaker to add to the room for our young quarterback in Zach Wilson. We need to spoil him with weapons and give him all the right wide receivers possible, and of course, provide depth at that position, because we all know, unfortunately for us, that the wide receiver position does get decimated with injuries quite often. So it is obvious the Jets are going to go out there and get a receiver high in the NFL draft. We know that they're still looking out for trading for a wide receiver in the trade market. If a guy like Deebo Samuel or DK or AJ Brown, if they become available, we know that Joe Douglas will be aggressive and potentially bring them in and pay them. But as of right now, none of those players are available on the trade market. So I feel like it's going to be for the best interest to draft a player in the NFL draft at the wide receiver position. Now, Drake London, he's not my favorite wide receiver out of this draft class. I do prefer Garrett Wilson. I prefer Jameson Williams. I actually do prefer Treylon Burks, but that's not a shot at Drake London at all. I feel like Drake London is a really good fit for this offense simply because he's going to be that big-bodied guy that is 6'4". He's a decent route runner. I know a lot of people feel like he doesn't really have that knack of creating separation. He doesn't really fit the system, but I kind of disagree. I feel like he would be that 50-50 ball for Zach Wilson, where you can go up there on the sidelines, bring it in, red zone target, and I feel like Drake London would be definitely a good pick for the New York Jets at number 10. But definitely I would be lying to you if I would prefer those other three wide receivers. And that's nothing against Drake London. If he is a New York Jet, I will be happy because we need a big-time receiver in this NFL draft. And I'm honestly going to trust whatever Joe Douglas and the New York Jets pick at that spot at the wide receiver, because we saw last year their trust in getting Elijah Moore in the second round and the developing of him. I feel like they have a really good idea of where they're going to go in the NFL draft. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this mock draft. If we came away with Kayvon Thibodeaux, Drake London, and Tyler Linderbaum in the first round, how would you feel? Are you happy? Are you shocked? Are you disappointed? Because I feel like a lot of Jets fans have their own opinions about where they want the New York Jets to go. And the one thing I will say to prepare all of us Jets fans before the NFL draft coming up literally less than 2 weeks is prepare for the unexpected. The New York Jets are going to draft a lot of players, maybe not in the first or second round, but later on in the draft that nobody expects us to do, especially a lot of trades that we don't really expect. The Jets can easily trade down from 10. They can easily trade back into the first round. They can trade back in the second round. I mean, there's so many things that Joe Douglas can do in this NFL draft that Jets fans should definitely prepare for the unexpected, because it's going to be craziness. I feel like it's going to be so crazy where there's going to be players flying all over the board, not even just Jets perspective, the NFL draft perspective, because I feel like quarterbacks might be going way earlier than we're expecting. Malik Willis, if he goes to the Detroit Lions at number 2, that's going to really shift the entire energy of the draft. You never know. Some teams might be trading into the top 10 to get their guy at quarterback. Luckily for the Jets, we're not in desperate need for a quarterback, so it really puts us in a good position at pick number 4 and 10. So I'm really pumped up for the NFL draft. I would love this to be the NFL draft for the New York Jets, what Mel Kiper have us taking in Kayvon Thibodeaux, Drake London, and getting Tyler Linderbaum in the first round. Let me know your thoughts about this. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Jets. Peace.